Hey there! It is Friday, April 15th, and been a pretty diverse week here. Do I say that every week? I don't know. This time, I really think we had a lot of different things. First of all, we had lessons from all three of us. Max, that was kind of cool for him to do another Alice in Chains tune. And Vanessa, beautiful rendition of Alone by heart. And I had to revisit, I had to break out Greg Lake one more time. I'll revisit this at the end of the lesson. I might make an instrumental. Uh-oh. Well, okay, we'll see. Maybe we'll tackle that a little bit later. So that was the, and then we had a little fly on the wall from Sandy with more and more on caged and capos and relative and absolute keys. So I know I almost hesitate to put some of those up because I think, you know what? I put up like 6 of these in the last few months. But the more you hear it, the easier it gets. So I hope everybody liked that. I have a bunch of things I want to talk about today, including our new home page design. We haven't redesigned the whole site yet. All the other stuff is a little different, but we've at least stepped into the 21st century with a little more look. So many of you maybe log in here and don't ever actually get to the home page because you come into like on the forum or something like that. But I want to thank all the folks behind the scenes. Naz and Matt and Jamila, and that make it possible to, and Catherine, relatively new to the team, who has helped a lot of people out lately. But so that was a little of what was going on too. So that let's see, that's one piece of news. I want to talk about. Oh, and that also brought me up to something on the forum that I put up there, but a lot of people don't see the forum and maybe catch the news. If you would like to make a short video of things you like, or what brought you to Totally Guitars, or what you might tell somebody who's thinking about checking it out, we're just kind of working on the whole marketing plan of reaching out further, making our footprint bigger in the universe. So, but yeah, anybody check that thread about the share what you love about TG. I've gotten a few responses so far, and I want to thank everybody who's done that. But we're going to put those right on the front page. So if you have a nice little story you want to tell, you'll be part of everybody's first experience at TG. Let's see. I was going to tell you a little bit about the, I guess the evolution of this. Because it's just a song that has always haunted me, and I just every time it's one of those. There aren't too many of these left anymore, but if I'm running around and it comes on, I never change the station or never flip away from it. I listen in, and there are just so many different things in it. I mean, this was early progressive rock stuff. Wait, there we go. This part. Anyway, so the story that got me happening on this little violin thing. So I got to tell you, the story on this is that I was kind of intrigued with that little pizzicato violin thing that happens at the beginning. I thought, wow, I wonder, I gotta figure that out. And then, of course, I thought, wow, it opens up its little bass part. Okay, the challenge was set. Is there a way to put this together and come up with this? Anyway, I played this probably 500 times, maybe 1,000 times, and then the first 200 or 300 was really, really frustrating. Thinking, there's just no way I'm going to get this. Whatever happens at the end there. But with enough persistence, it came together, and then I started thinking, well, you know, there's some cool things going on in the melody, and it's such a hypnotic sort of melody. And then I thought, wow, it'd be really cool to work in the harmony vocals. It's really done as a duet with David LaFlamme and Patty Santos. And I thought, it's just really hard to hear and things like that. So I did a search online for a score to Whitebird, and sure enough, there was one. And it was really confusing because it was a 130-page PDF. Many of the pages of the score, it was written out for like 6 or 8 different instruments, and very few of which were actually, they had the drum part, the bass part, the guitar that didn't show actually very much. It didn't have the cool guitar solo. I gotta stop, otherwise I'll just play the whole thing again. You can go watch the snapshot that just went up yesterday. So this score, frequently it had only one measure on a page, 2 at the most, because it had all the parts from drums, bass, there was a guitar part, and the 4 main parts I was really interested in were the 2 vocal parts, and so they had those written out as viola parts. And the violin part, which was also written out as a viola part, this one, the violin solo. There it goes. Anyway, so those are all written out for the viola. Now, if anybody knows anything about the viola, you know it works in a different clef, the alto clef. Not bass clef, not treble clef. It's a clef where the middle line, it's a little weird looking B kind of sign. Anyway, it's a clef where the middle line represents middle C. So it's exactly half of the treble clef and half of the bass clef, and the line middle C that is between them is the middle line of the staff. So anyway, that's what I had to read this from. But it worked out. It wasn't as painful as it might seem. And but it was really neat because it gave also the vocal part, with being able to hear this part and this part. Anyway, so it just got more and more fun as I played through all those little parts and stuff. So I had to drop everything I was doing for the last 4 or 5 days and just keep playing it, driving all the rest of the inmates here in the house nuts. But I'm done with it now. I got it out of my system. A little interesting side story about the band. They, were on the '60s, it's like San Francisco scene, and kind of got hooked up with a I'm going to open a libel case here, but a manager that didn't always just do things very, very well for them. So they got locked up in a tiny little place in Seattle where they had no money or barely any money, barely any food. They couldn't go anywhere, and they were just looking out at the bleary Seattle weather, and felt like, well, anyway, that was the gestation, I guess, of the song. So, okay, let's see. Is that enough about It's a Beautiful Day? Maybe not. Oh wait, I do have one more important thing to tell you before I start jamming on things. It is. We have. We are coming up on on our 7th anniversary. We launched TG on April 26th, 2009, with our 5-hour TG Live, and in the interest of that, and now that technology's made it much easier, we are toying with the idea of having another TG Live that weekend, probably of the 23rd, 24th, Saturday or Sunday. And if anybody has any suggestions as to a time that might work for our main audience, where we could cover our friends in Australia and our friends in Europe as well, let us know. Now, I'm sure most of our community is in the United States, which means we're subject to 3 time zones. But if we could I'm leaning towards the possibility of Saturday afternoon time here, because that would be early in the morning in Australia and late at night in Europe, and so we might do like an hour on the 23rd or 24th of April. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, let me know, and we might we'll see if we decide to pursue it. Okay. In the meantime, two other things. You should listen to some of the rest of that Beautiful Day album. I start things and it's like I don't know if I know them. This is a real shot in the dark, but it's another tune from that album. Let's see if we can make this work. Bring up the whole Led Zeppelin lawsuit thing, because the song uses the same progression. A lot of songs really feature that descending chromatic bass run. Here's another one from the same album. Minor, descending progression. But this one is diatonic rather than chromatic. It's using notes, it's going from A to G to F. Of course, in the relative key of A minor here. Could be Angie. Anyway, three great tunes from an album. There's some other really wild stuff out there. Time Is and Bombay Calling. So, okay, I think I'm over my It's a Beautiful Day kick. Let's see if we can figure this one out. Might have to do an instrumental lesson on that one someday, huh? We'll see. If anybody cares, we'll get to it. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I meant to say. I don't think so. Talked about the home page, talked about everything else on there. Played through probably way too many tunes, but you know, had a lot of fun playing this week. I hope you did too. And let's think about a TG Live thing. Let me know your thoughts, and that's it. Otherwise, I will be back next Friday.